afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today I'm Ron Nicoletti along with Katie Stadzak. It is a beautiful day in South Florida. We have a fast main track, firm turf course. Hold on to your hats. A Rainbow Six guarantee is not guarantee. It's actual carryover, $847,000 plus. It'll be well over $1 million. It starts in race number 6, races 6 to 11. And also want to note that we have a carryover in our Super High Five. $5,000, almost $6,000 into Super High Five. So, Katie, lots of things to be excited about later in the card.
A lot, I'd say more than 800,000 reasons to be excited. That is one massive carryover, and that is definitely going to grow. I am for sure playing a ticket today.
Well, you know, there were 1,040 tickets live yesterday, 6 out of 6, and there were no singles, but the 6 out of 6 paid $4,400. So not only if you don't have that one unique ticket to get the whole $800,000, people were bringing down $4,000. That's a pretty nice payoff for a 20-cent wager.
Yeah, for a 20-cent wager, absolutely. I played a ticket a couple of weeks ago, cost me 80 cents, and this is fantastic. What kind of payoff can you get off of that? And I think it had 5 out of 6 races, so you never know. It's a fantastic bet. I am super excited about this one. Let's see how high we can get it to go up.
Yeah, people start getting goofy when it gets up this high. I love it. Everybody's got to figure out their tickets, so it's a lot of fun. As I mentioned, we got a fast main track, firm turf course. Beautiful day in South Florida. Temperature in the low 80s today. Dew point is about 69% or something like that, so should be a fun day of racing today. Let's get right to the action. Our first race today, 1 mile, claim is fillies, 3-year-olds, $12,500. 8 runners are going to go to the post today. We both went with the number 5, doing what she likes, and let's hear why you're doing what you like.
Yeah, this one's taken a big drop for this start. It makes the turf-to-dirt move for trainer Nicholas Gonzalez. 5th beaten 6 lengths in the starter allowance on February 12th. But if you go 2 back, she was 3rd, beaten just 1.5 lengths with a rough trip at the $25,000 level. Got shuffled to the back and was steadied right after the break. Made a big middle move, got boxed in the stretch, angled out, still kept running. I really liked the looks of that race, and she's going to be running for an even shorter price today. I think that class drop helps. Plus, Javier Castellano stays aboard. You have to like that.
Yeah, you have to like that. Javier again with a triple yesterday, so he just keeps winning races in bunches. We both used the number 4 on a ticket. I used it in 2nd. Katie used it in 3rd. I closed it out with the 2 Save a Place Me. You went with the number 7, Appealing Beauty. So the first race, we'll see if Javier will get off on a winning note. Second race today, 6 furlongs, claim is 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 races in life, $12,500. We have 1 jockey change and 1 equipment note. The jockey change comes on the number 6, make the rider Angel Surfer, and note that there are blinkers on number 9, and that's Rocket Boulevard. I went with the 5, Bellamy Chief. I'll start this time, and you can tell me why you use Bellamy Chief. Drop it to the $12,500 level. Returned from the layup, set a pressured pace, weakened late to finish 3rd. That was against $35,000, 2 lifetime claim is going 7 furlongs. I wrote my analysis today. Simple handicapping logic. Point this one out as the one to beat.
Absolutely. This one was an obvious choice for me, and also cutting back to 6 furlongs, which is the distance at which he ran his highest career buyer, earned an 80 in the starter allowance at Gulfstream Park West in November. I think this race sets up for him very well and was just right away I put him on top of my ticket.
And we both used the number 2, Torrid Heat in 2nd, shift to the dirt today. Had a little trouble at the start in the turf last time out. I went with the 7, John Gordon in 3rd, and you went with the number 4, El Gran Tito.
Yeah, this one's going to be facing winners for the first time. Always difficult for these horses. Broke his maiden by 3 lengths at this distance on February 25th. But, you know, you really have to admire this gelding's consistency, which is why I put him on the ticket. It may have taken him 9 starts to get that first win, but he's 7 for 9 in the money, and he's never finished off the board in 5 starts here at Gulfstream.
We're going to go to the 3rd race today. This is 6 furlong claim is fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 3 races in life, or a race since September 11th. And boy, lucky these earlier races, these horses are not in the Rainbow Six, because some people would have some singles. It's really hard not to have the number 3, Artsy, on top of your ticket. Return it to the main track, stretching out to 3/4 of a mile after dueling throughout its last race and giving way grudgingly to finish 3rd. That was against $20,000, 3 lifetime claimers, going 5 furlongs on the turf. Eddie Plessis Jr., really good with horses going from the turf to the dirt. He's about 28%, I believe.
He is exactly 28%, a fantastic statistic. That's why I put this one on the top of my ticket as well. Both of her career wins have come over Gulfstream Park's main track, even though she did run pretty well over the turf course too, so very versatile horse. Had to put her on top.
Well, I see a horse that you didn't use on your ticket, and that's the number one pick and easy. And I went back and looked. This one defeated Artsy when they were across town at Gulfstream Park West on November 27th. Now gets some needed class relief. Showed speed and retreated, but it was a pair against tougher. The daughter of Colonel John, Javier Castellano, has shown it could beat Artsy in there, so I thought I'd throw this one on the ticket. I thought I'd get cute, but second on the morning line, so they found it too. You did go with the number 6 in there, and that is a good price one, Language of Love.
Yeah, I thought she was worth putting on the ticket. She really had some legitimate excuses when she was beaten, well beaten in her last start on January 30th. It was her first start since September. She did not break well, and her strength is speed, so that just completely threw her off the game. She was also caught very wide. I think second start off the freshening, she's cutting her tag in half, comes in off a bullet work on March 8th, so she should be fresh. I think she could run a big one at a price.
Duchess of Wicklow, who we both have in third, is the angle I always like, the only 4-time winner in the field. I like that when the horse has done something more than everybody else in the field. So Duchess of Wicklow, 12 starts, 4 wins, the second and third, a return from an almost 9-month layoff to run okay. She loves this course, this track, 8 starts, 4 wins. Let's go to race number 4, and this one is a 1-mile maiden claiming event for 3-year-olds and upward $25,000. Just found out the number 1 Aces for John will race with blinkers on. Scratch number 3, Summit Moon. That was my top selection. I scratched into number 2, Coastal Moon, so I kept the Moon theory going. But you went with the number 4 in here, and that's Tightly Bridled.
I also scratched into Tightly Bridled. I had Summit Moon at the top of my ticket, but I thought Tightly Bridled was a bit of an intriguing gelding. Well beaten second at the 12.5 level when he ran his first race in 11 months on January 29th. But I'm thinking he should definitely improve second start back from the break. Not entirely sure what to expect of him. He's stepping up, he's stretching out, but he does draw the services of John Velasquez, and I think that's something to keep an eye on in here.
Well, I'll tell you why I used the number 2 Coastal Moon. He's returning from the layoff and going back with maidens after hitting the board in a trio of 7 furlong sprints on the Woodbine Poly track, including that recent third-place finish. Well, not that recent, it was November 26th, but that was against winners. So coming back against maidens, put that one on the ticket. The 4 Tightly Bridled for all the reasons you mentioned. And I added number 7, Holy Bird, on my ticket, making his 3-year-old debut. He's the son of Birdstone, and he was from the Ian Wilkes-Barre, Luis Saez in the saddle.
Yeah, I actually had that one on my ticket originally. This is just his second career start, his 3-year-old debut, second in his career debut at Churchill last October. He really broke slowly in that race. The horse that won went wire to wire. I think he'll be much better coming in as a 3-year-old today, and as a son of Birdstone, he really should appreciate the stretch out and distance.
Yeah, he'll appreciate it. Ian Wilkes is about, I think, 18% with horses making their second start off the layoff. Well, let's go to race number 5. It's on the turf, 7.5 furlongs, maiden claimers, fillies, 3-year-olds, $50,000. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, the turf course is listed as firm. And I know Katie wanted to go back and show you a replay from a Breezy Song, and I believe it was on January 19th.
It was on January 19th. We're going to take a look at Breezy Song. Breezy Song is the 4 here, and, you know, she did not have a good go of it. You're going to take a look here. She is going to be just taken back repeatedly. She was very rank. You're going to see the jockey there just having a little bit of trouble with her, and that really continues throughout the race. Then you're going to see it looks like she's kind of falling back, but she does make a run. Once she switches lead, she's able to get out there, and she keeps coming. And you know what? She did not run well to start her career. This was her first race on turf, and she really responded well to it. You're going to see she's only beaten 3/4 of a length for third. I think she can move forward off of that, and I really, really like that Edgar Zayas is going to be aboard today. I think if anyone can get this filly to relax, it's him. That's a strength of his. He can sit very, very still in the saddle. I think that is going to be a nice angle, and I think with the favorite in here, the 5, I'm just trying to beat him.
I went with the 7 in here, Fancy Malka. Not only is Fancy Malka my pick, it's my best bet of the day, and I'll tell you why. Cutting back to 7.5 furlongs, dropping to this $50,000 level after recovering from some trouble at the start. You look at its last race, he broke out with. He finished second. That was against $75,000 maidens going a mile and a 16th. Really liked that performance. Went back and looked at a breezy song for all the reasons you mentioned. And we both have number 2, Little Bit Lovely. Going to give the turf a try. Shipped down from Tampa. Didn't run that badly. The concern for me with that one, Katie, was the so-so turf breeding.
Exactly. The same exact concern that I have written down here. Not the strongest turf pedigree, but she has been working well. So we'll see if this will kind of give her a bit of a boost.
Well, let's take a short break. We'll be back for race number 6 in just a little while.
Gulfstream Park is one of Florida's top entertainment destinations, mixing restaurants, clubs, a casino, and international boutique shops with world-class racing. In a lavish, sun-drenched setting with the feel of a Mediterranean village, Gulfstream is a leading year-round entertainment and tourist destination and the home of luxury residences in 2014. The Stronach family, owners of Gulfstream Park, is committed to the sport of thoroughbred racing and the grace, spirit, and generosity of the horse.
The Rainbow Six is back and it's better than ever. Now with a 20-cent base wager, it will expand the market for the popular bet. And in addition to doubling the base wager, the percentage return for the winners on the day the jackpot isn't hit increases to 70%, with 30% going to the carryover pool for the next program. Gulfstream Park, you got to be here each and every day.
Welcome back. We're going to take a look at the final 6 races on the card. What does that mean? The Rainbow Six sequence, and you see it up there, 847,000 plus, going to be well over $1 million. And Katie and I were talking during the break that what a great way to start at this 6th race. Is pretty nice. 1 mile and 3/16 on the turf, an allowance optional claimer. Fillies and mares 4 and up, $62,500 the claiming level. 7 runners going to the post, but there's 5 or 6 horses that can win in here. And Katie wants to go back and show you a performance of Magic Reality in its last race.
Yeah, we're going to take a look. This is from February 11th, and we're going to watch Magic of Reality here. Now, Magic of Reality is a horse that likes to make a run from off the pace, but what this pace became in this race was very, very slow. She had a nice trip along the rail, but then all of a sudden she's completely boxed in. You saw jockey Rajiv Mirage there looking as nowhere to go. Is able to split horses, but you're going to see the 8 there. That is Rubindi from the Chad Brown barn. Already has the jump on her, but Magic of Reality is going to keep coming, and I really like the run that she put in off the slow pace against a very classy mare in Rubindi, and she keeps coming, only beating the neck, and I think if this race was longer, she would have kept coming. And really, Magic of Reality is due for her first North American win, has yet to run a bad race here in the States for trainer Graham Motion, and I think there's not a lot of pace in here again, and I know you're going to talk about it in a set with who you put on top of your ticket that I also strongly considered. Due to that, there isn't a lot of pace in here again, but I think you're going to see Magic of Reality laying just a little bit closer today to compensate. Rajiv Mirage is going to be on top of that.
Well, let's talk about the pace in here, and that's number 5, Tiz Row. This one hounded every step of the way when setting the pace and just getting beat a half length at this level and distance. I think this horse is going to find it much easier on the front end this time around. Brian Lynch, Julian Leperoux, love the work that Brian Lynch does. Julian Leperoux, everybody says Julian Leperoux, you know, always his horses always come from off the pace. He's one of the best at sneaking along on the front end, so I got him on top of the ticket. The 1 Magic of Reality for all the reasons you mentioned, and I used the number 4 Bikini Beauty in third. This one exits the same race as both Magic of Reality and Tiz Row. Had an excuse. He finished a trouble 4th. He was steadied in that race. It's Christophe Clement. He's got 2 horses in this race. The other one is Courtesan, and this one has Joel Azadio atop this daughter of Bernardini.
And I don't think you can count out 2 other horses. One of them is Run of the River, who I think is a great value at 6-1 in the morning line for trainer Shug McGahee, who continues to have a great meet here, winning at 24%. She's coming off a game-head victory in allowance on January 18th, and she didn't have the best of trips either, breaking from the rail, got boxed in behind a wall of horses, bumped going around the far turn, and then was able to angle out from the rail and run down the leader, who also came back to win her next start. And then you got to watch Chad Brown on the turf with the Fillier. This will be the first start for trainer Chad Brown for Hellenistic, who's coming out of the ultra-tough Long Island handicap. So many ways to go here, and you're going to take a look and see that on Ron and I's ticket. But
we gave you every horse in the race now.
The common thread is Magic of Reality. I think this is her day today.
You're going to have to do all the handicapping yourself because we just gave you every horse in the race. So, 7th race today. 7.5 furlongs on the turf. Starter optional claimer, 3-year-olds. We're going to go, it's $25,000 the claiming level. We're going to have 8 runners go to the post in here. And we want to go back and show you a really nice performance by Escondido. We're going to come back right at the same level again.
Yeah, we're not going to show you every horse in this field because we both have Escondido on the top of our tickets for this reason. I thought this was a very nice race. In his last start, he was much the best. He's going to angle out pretty wide and run down the center of the track to get the win over Fire Blue, who returns in this race. He's 2 for 3 at Gulfstream this winter, and the race that he lost, I thought he had excuses. I think it was long, and it was also an off track, and if you look in his past performances, he has not run well under either of those conditions in the past. So I think that he's going to run another good one today.
Yeah, Escondido, Fire Blue, I have in second. I also used the 2-7 Fleet Humor, dropping to this $25,000 level, got bumped at the start, and got bumped again at the 8th pole when finishing 4th. That was against $35,000 optional claimers, who's going a mile in the 16th. Trainer Mike Maker, Joel Rosario named to ride. I think this horse had a legitimate trouble call last time out, actually double trouble, and ran very well in there. So I'm going to throw that one on my late pick 4 ticket, and also on my earlier Rainbow 6 ticket.
I also threw in Value Tempo, who's always dangerous when you're talking about trainer Michael Petro. First start off the claim. He was second, beaten just 3/4 of a length at this level on January 9th. The outside post is not ideal, but this isn't a huge field, so I think he might still be able to work out a good trip. And he finished ahead of Fire Blue each of the 2 times that they've met.
Well, let's go to race number 8. This is 5 furlongs on the turf, maiden claimers, fillies, 3-year-olds. We have a couple of, one scratch in here of the number 12, and also note number 9. That will race with blinkers on. That's a colored-eyed Josie. Will race with the blinkers on this afternoon. I went with the number 5 in here, Chump Change. This one dropping $10,000, trying to turf first start since chasing the pace and finishing 5th, but beaten only 4 lengths. It was a $35,000 career debut. It was on a sealed, sloppy track. Was originally scheduled for the turf. The trainer was Kirk Zadie. Got Edgard Zayas in the saddle. So I put this one on top of my ticket. Katie had it second, but she went with the number 10 horse in here, and that's
She's Able.
She's Able.
Yes, Chump Change I liked a lot for all the reasons you said. Kirk Zadie and Edgard Zayas winning 33% of their races together, but I don't like her for the price. So I tried to beat her with She's Able, who's dropping down to the lowest tag that she's ever run for after being beaten by double digits in her last 2 starts. In her career debut, she was beaten just a half length at the $35,000 level, so she's getting back to a much more appropriate spot where I believe she can be competitive. There are a few first-time starters in here that are, you know, the unknowns, but I think she appears to be the speed of the race. I think she's going to be right up there, and they'll have her to catch.
Number 7, Wild Card, hit now in the Allen Mirage barn. This one is the daughter of Wild Card Air. She turns back to 5 furlongs after hitting the board in 2 of 5 turf races against better than she's going to face in here, albeit both of those around 2 turns. So I thought maybe that's a horse she can use on the ticket. And then I used the horse that I mentioned is going to wear blinkers today, Cotton-Eyed Josie, turning back to 5/8. Set a pressured pace last time out. She's going to be right up there with the number 10, and I think the blinkers are going to really help her today and might set it up for one of the horses that might come from off the pace.
That's definitely an angle to keep an eye out for, since we're just noting that the blinkers were added today.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to put that one up on the lead. Usually that's what they do. Not on the lead, but up there, you know, contesting the pace. Let's go to race number 9. 7.5 furlongs, maiden claimers, 3-year-olds, and we have one scratch in here of number 10, Viable Option, and we're going to go back and show you a race from, I think it's on February 14th, that's Spanish Armada.
Wow, Spanish Armada, you're going to see this race. He's going to close from last, and watch this bid. He just keeps coming. He's going to make a sustained 6-wide bid around the far turn, and he just keeps coming. I was really impressed by this in this race, and then you're going to see what happens when they get here at the top of the stretch. It's coming up in just a second here that you're going to see it. He's going to get bumped out right here, gets thrown off his haunches a little bit, still keeps coming. He's going to be second, and then you're going to watch him close here. He kind of is a little green, ducks in, comes back out, keeps running, and then you're going to see him catch up with the horse, the 5, Dreaming of Frank, who is also in this race, and Dreaming of Frank is going to carry him out again, and he's just beaten 4 seconds. I think he's going to move forward. Second start off the layoff today, and also gets blinkers on, which I think is huge. He's going to be laying closer to the pace, and maybe he won't be quite as distracted with ducking in the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, Todd Pletcher is about 21% with first-time blinkers. Had to have that one on your ticket, and now when you get back to look at it, you can see why. I went with number 4, Totsky on top, dropping into the claiming ranks, hoping to bounce back after following a really strong second versus maiden special weight competition. That was on January 24th. Then comes back, chases the pace and fades. That's against special weight competition again. I like the drop down in here. I like the connections in here. Josie Carroll, Paco Lopez. I just thought this was a logical choice. Of course, the 6, Spanish Armada. If you leave Todd Pletcher off your ticket, you're going to be in big trouble. And the horse that bopped this one around a little bit, I threw on my ticket, and that's Dreaming of Frank.
I also threw an extensible. One stat to note here, trainer Chad Brown wins at a 47% clip with horses going from a maiden special weight to a maiden claimer.
Yeah, it's hard to leave him off the tickets, too. So, you know, the earlier races, you try and find a couple of singles or something like that. So you can add horses like that. That's a really tough race, that one right there. Race number 10, 7 furlong starter, optional claimer, 3-year-olds, $16,000. Full field of 10 runners going to the post. We both went with the number 5, Seeking Fame, stretching out today after shipping down from Tampa.
Can you really bet against Larry Pilati right now? He's winning at a 42% clip. That is an overall win percentage. And look what happened when this colt made his first start for Pilati last time out. He won by 2 lengths. Not going to make a lot of money on this one today, but he's difficult to bet against. I think this is a good spot for him.
Yeah, we both used the number 8 Roll on the Navajo in second, turning back to the 7 furlong distance on the dirt. Showed speed and faded against $25,000 optional claimers, going a mile on the turf. You knew I was going to be there. Speed on the grass, turning back to 7/8 on the main track. My favorite angle. Mike Petro is the trainer, so I'll both have it on. And we used number 9, Leo M. Bruno, and this one's going to face winners.
Yeah.
Class check today, I believe, right?
Yes, absolutely dominated in his last start, breaking his maiden by 17 3/4 lengths. That was at the $12,500 level, and his first time with blinkers. They obviously made a huge difference. He's going to be facing winners for the first time. Again, always very, very tough. But a repeat of his performance last time out will certainly get him more than a piece of this one. Will he bounce off that effort? Not sure. This is a tougher spot, but you can't ignore that last race.
Yeah, it's a pretty good performance here. Let's go to race number 11 now. This one's 7.5 furlongs, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 races in life, $20,000. Scratch the 5, the 10, the 12, and the 13. And note the jockey on the number 7 is Luis Contreras, which is my long shot for the day. So Luis Contreras will be on there on that horse there. I was looking to get Jose Lezcano, but Luis Contreras a good rider nonetheless. So we'll see how that works out. But we both put the number 4, Saucy Donna, on top.
And Saucy Donna is coming third in her last 2 starts at this level. She just missed by a half length in her last outing on February 1st. The winner of that race came back to win again in her next start. And the horse that she dead-heated with, 2 back, also came back to win her next start. So that's an angle to keep an eye out for. She's a very consistent filly who's finished off the board only once since last August, and she was still only beaten 1.5 lengths in that race. I think she's due.
Well, we got our final 2 horses flip-flop. I went with the 8 and second when we moved to the Ignacio Correa's barn via the claim after shipping it from Laurel. To finish, I thought an okay 5th against similar, going a mile in the 16th. The new connections tab, Trevor McCarthy to ride today. Trevor McCarthy, I think, won the last 3 riding titles up in Laurel. And he's down, he was injured, he's coming back, and he's going to ride here, I believe, Thursday and Friday. And a good rider. If you watch any races from up in the, the Northeast, you'll see that Trevor McCarthy, a good little rider, threw him in there. And I know we both had the 12 on the ticket. You added the 1. You had the 1 on your ticket, I believe. So,
I did.
Forest Funds.
Yes, inexperienced compared to the rest of the field, but this daughter of forestry has just 2 starts under her belt, but they were both strong efforts. A second-place finish in her debut to a filly named West Indiana, who just won again last week, and a win here on February 19th. That was her turf debut. Claimed out of that race by Michael Petro. This will be a first start versus winners, but seems to be a very consistent runner.
Yeah, so that's how we're going to see the card today. It's going to be exciting.
I'm very excited. I'm going to go fill out my ticket right now for the Rainbow Six. Are you?
Yeah, we got about $850,000 to start today. Well over $1 million. They've been betting like $400,000. And as the carryover gets higher, they bet more money into it. It's just a great sequence. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Beautiful day in South Florida. Fast main track, firm turf course. Remember that Rainbow Six starts in race number 6. We also have a carryover in the Super High 5 of $5,000 plus, and we got Larry Comer's coming up in just a minute or two, and that's about it, right? You can think of anything else?
Larry's going to update you on any more changes that we have on the card. Enjoy it. Best of luck with your wagers, and enjoy this beautiful day. Another good one here at Gulfstream Park.